You've probably taken showers at the same time every day for years. Maybe you've always liked starting your morning with a hot shower, a quiet moment to yourself before the world gets busy. It's a habit, a routine, something that feels good. And why wouldn't it? A warm shower can soothe the joints, wake you up, and get your day going. But here's the thing. After the age of 70, that same simple habit might not be as harmless as it used to be. In fact, it could be doing more harm than good, and no one really talks about it. Most people think the biggest risks to their health are things like heart disease, infections, or falls outside the home. But did you know that one of the most dangerous places for seniors in America is actually the bathroom? Every year, thousands of older adults end up in the hospital because of something that happens during their normal shower routine, and often at a time they believe is totally safe. This isn't about being careless or doing something wrong. It's about how the body changes with age, quietly, slowly, and sometimes in ways we don't even feel until it's too late. You deserve to feel safe in your own home. You deserve to stay independent, steady on your feet, and confident in your routines. That's why what you're about to learn is so important. We're not here to scare you. That's not what this is about. We're here to help you make sense of a few simple changes that could protect your health in a big way. Because it turns out, when you shower and how you prepare for it actually matters a lot more than most people think. And I want to ask you something, just for you to think about. What time do you usually take your shower? Go ahead and let us know in the comments. Your answer might help someone else realize they're not alone in this, and it might even get them thinking about their own routine in a new way. You've taken care of a lot in your life, family, work, responsibilities. Now it's time to take care of you. So let's talk about what's really going on with morning showers, and what small shifts can help you stay safe, strong, and in control. Let's start with the one thing most people don't expect to hear. The time of day you shower matters. And if you're over 70, showering too early in the morning, especially between 4 a.m. and 8 a.m., might quietly be putting your health at risk. That probably sounds strange, right? Most of us grew up with the idea that early to rise, early to work, and a morning shower was just part of a healthy routine. But here's the honest truth. Your body doesn't respond the way it used to, and mornings are a completely different story once you're older. See, while you're sleeping, your body naturally slows things down. Your blood pressure drops, your heart rate lowers, and your temperature cools. Then, as soon as you wake up, your body kicks into gear. It's called a morning blood pressure surge. For someone in their 30s or 40s, that spike is no big deal. But for someone in their 70s, that sudden rise can hit a little harder. Can make you feel dizzy when you stand up. Can strain your heart. And if you step right into a hot shower during that window, you're adding another layer of stress to a body that's already trying to catch up. Let me put it like this. Imagine your heart is like a car engine. In your younger days, you could go from 0 to 60 without blinking. But now, the engine needs a little more warm-up time. Throw in hot water, steam, movement, and maybe a little dehydration from a long night's sleep, and that's a recipe for lightheadedness, fainting, or worse. There's a man named Max, 75 years old, lived alone, stayed active, did everything right. He always took his showers around 6 a.m. One morning, he didn't come out. His daughter found him collapsed on the bathroom floor. No stroke, no heart attack, just a fall caused by a sudden drop in blood pressure at exactly the wrong moment. That one small habit he'd done for decades was suddenly too much. But here's the good news. This is a risk you can control. You don't have to stop showering. You don't have to change your whole life. You just need to shift your routine a few hours later, somewhere between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. That's the sweet spot. By then, your body's fully awake. Your blood pressure has leveled out. You've likely eaten, maybe taken your meds, had some water. Your heart and brain are more stable. And stepping into the shower won't feel like such a shock to your system. It's a small change, but it's the kind of change that could protect your independence, your mobility, maybe even your life. You don't need to feel rushed. Let your body warm up first. Give it time. You've earned that. And if this sounds new or surprising to you, you're not alone. Most people have never heard this before. But once you do know, you get to do something about it. And that's what really matters. Let's talk about something that seems harmless, even comforting. Hot water. For most of us, there's nothing like a nice hot shower to relax the body, ease stiff joints, and helps start the day. After all, it's been part of your routine for years. But here's the part no one tells you. After age 70, your body just doesn't handle heat the way it used to. What once felt soothing might now quietly be putting strain on your heart, your blood pressure, and your balance. As we get older, our internal thermostat, the part of our body that regulates temperature, starts to slow down. It doesn't react as quickly to sudden changes, especially when going from a cool bedroom to a hot, steamy shower. That shock can cause your blood vessels to widen too fast, which leads to something called a sudden blood pressure drop. And when that happens, you might feel dizzy, confused, or lightheaded, and in the bathroom, that's a real danger. Now, think about this. You've just woken up, maybe haven't had anything to drink yet, your body is still adjusting to being upright, and then you step into hot water. Your blood is already flowing a little slower from sleep, and now it's being pulled toward the surface of your skin to try to cool you down. That means less blood and oxygen are reaching your brain, and before you know it, you're off balance or even passed out before you can catch yourself. This isn't just theory, it happens. Albert Reynolds, 83, used to swear by his hot morning showers. Never thought twice about it. Then one day, the heat triggered an irregular heartbeat that landed him in the ER. It wasn't a heart attack. It wasn't even a big fall. It was just the cumulative effect of heat, age, and timing, and it could have been avoided. So what's the fix? Simple. Turn the temperature down. Your shower doesn't need to be freezing, just lukewarm. Ideally between 95 degrees Fahrenheit and 100 degrees Fahrenheit. That's warm enough to feel good, but gentle enough not to overwhelm your system. It might take a few days to get used to, but your heart will thank you for it. You'll probably find yourself feeling steadier and more alert after your shower, too. And if you're worried about not being able to control the temperature exactly, there's an easy solution. You can install a temperature control valve or an anti-scald device. These are small, affordable add-ons that keep your water from getting too hot, even if someone else turns on a tap elsewhere in the house. You can get one at any hardware store or online, and a plumber can pop it in quickly. The point is, you're not doing anything wrong. No one ever told you this stuff. But now you know, and that gives you the chance to make a smart change. One that can help protect your balance, your heart, and your overall safety. A hot shower might feel nice in the moment, but your long-term health and confidence are worth far more than a few extra degrees of heat. You've spent your life doing what needed to be done. Now it's time to do what keeps you well, and it starts with something as small but powerful as adjusting that water knob just a little to the left. You might not think your morning pill routine has much to do with your shower, but the two can actually clash in ways that most people never realize. Especially if you're taking medications for blood pressure, heart conditions, or circulation, and especially if you're taking them early in the day like most doctors recommend. The timing can make all the difference. Here's what happens. Many blood pressure medications are designed to lower your blood pressure steadily over time. That's what they're supposed to do. Keep things under control, avoid spikes, reduce the risk of heart problems. But when you take that pill first thing in the morning, and then step into a hot shower right after, your body might not have the time it needs to adjust. That combination can drop your pressure too far, too fast. Doctors actually have a name for this, the double drop. One drop from the medication, the second from the heat and the standing in the shower. Add in a body that just woke up and hasn't fully stabilized yet, and suddenly you've got dizziness, blurred vision, weakness, or even a blackout. In the shower, that's incredibly risky. It's not uncommon. A woman named Patricia Sullivan, 76 years old, living in Florida, used to take her morning meds around 6:30 a.m., then jump right into her shower like clockwork. She kept feeling off balance, a little woozy, thought maybe it was just aging. Her doctor eventually helped her realize that the medication was doing exactly what it was supposed to do. But the timing with her shower was throwing everything out of balance. And here's the thing, nobody tells you this up front. You get the prescription, you take it on time, and you think you're doing the right thing. You are. But there's just one more step to keep yourself safe. And that's giving your body some time between your medication and your shower. What doctors now recommend is to wait at least 90 minutes to 2 hours after taking blood pressure medications before stepping into the shower, especially if it's warm or hot. That gives your body time to adjust to the effects of the pill, get your blood pressure settled, and start the day on solid footing. It's also helpful to talk to your doctor about the best time to take your meds. especially if you're on more than one. Sometimes a small adjustment in the schedule, even moving one to later in the day, can make your whole routine feel safer and smoother. And if you're someone who likes having a set schedule, consider making a little chart or routine reminder for yourself. Nothing complicated, just something to help you remember. Meds now, shower later. It's one of those little changes that doesn't feel like a big deal until it saves you from a dangerous fall. You're doing the right thing by taking care of your health. Now it's just a matter of connecting the dots between your medications and your daily habits. It's not about stopping what you're doing. It's about doing it a little differently so your body can keep up and stay steady. Even the strongest, smartest people can slip if they don't know what to look out for. But now you do, and that makes all the difference. You know your bathroom better than anyone. The towel rack, the light switch, where the soap is, it's all muscle memory at this point. But one thing that doesn't always get the attention it should is how tricky that same space can become when it's still dark outside and your eyes haven't quite adjusted. You might wake up feeling fine and ready to start the day, but your vision may not be fully awake yet. That's not your fault. It's simply how the eyes change with time. The older we get, the harder it becomes to adjust between light and dark quickly. In dim conditions, like early morning before the sun's up, your eyes take longer to focus, and shadows or glossy surfaces can play tricks on your depth perception. It doesn't take a major eyesight problem to cause trouble. It can just be a little less contrast, like white tiles blending with a wet floor, or a gray bath mat disappearing into the background. And when you can't clearly see what's around you, something as simple as stepping out of the shower becomes a gamble. That's what happened to Gregory Harrison. He was 81, sharp as ever, independent, and had his routine down. Every morning around 5:30 a.m., he'd start his day with a shower. One day, he didn't notice the water that had splashed onto the floor. The lighting in the bathroom was just low enough that the puddle disappeared into the tile. He slipped, fell hard, and broke his hip. A split-second moment changed months of his life. Now here's the good news. It doesn't take much to prevent that kind of accident. One of the smartest steps you can take is adding motion sensor lights, the kind that turn on automatically when you walk in. These are inexpensive, don't require any fancy setup, and can go in hallways, bathrooms, or even inside the shower area. That little bit of extra light could be all you need to avoid a fall. Also, don't underestimate the power of a well-chosen bath mat. A mat that's not just non-slip, but one that has a bright or bold color, will stand out more clearly against the floor. That makes it easier for your eyes to recognize where it's safe to step, especially when your vision is adjusting or the lighting isn't ideal. One more thing to think about. If your bathroom light switch is across the room or hard to reach, consider using plug-in night lights that stay on when it's dark. You don't want to be fumbling around in the shadows when your balance isn't at its best. There's nothing wrong with waking up early or sticking to a routine. But the world looks different in the early morning, literally. And when you're working with less light and slower reflexes, small changes in your environment can make all the difference in your safety. You've earned comfort and peace of mind in your own home. This is about making sure the space you know so well is still working for you, even as your needs evolve. As you wake up in the morning, it's not just the feeling of grogginess that can be troubling. It's also that you're likely waking up a little dehydrated, and that dehydration can actually cause some serious problems like dizziness and even fainting. When you sleep, your body continues to use water, but you're not drinking any. That's why many people feel lightheaded when they stand up right after getting out of bed. Think about it. You wake up, your mouth feels dry, your lips are cracked, and you might even feel a little dizzy. That's your body's way of telling you it's dehydrated. If this goes unchecked, dehydration can lead to a higher risk of fainting, and that's something you definitely want to avoid. Let me share a quick story about Stanley Burke. Stanley is in his 70s, and every morning, he'd feel lightheaded and dizzy. At first, he thought it was just part of getting older, but one day the dizziness got worse. He almost fainted while trying to stand up. After talking to his doctor, he found out that his dehydration levels were much higher than they should have been after a night's sleep. Stanley was instructed to drink a glass of water as soon as he woke up, and within just a few days, he noticed a huge improvement. His dizziness went away, and he felt more alert throughout the day. Now, you might be wondering, how can I avoid this? It's simple: hydrate before you shower. A quick tip to help you feel better is to drink a glass of water about 15 minutes before you take a shower. This small change can make a world of difference. It helps your body rehydrate before you get into the heat of the shower, reducing the chances of feeling dizzy or lightheaded when you stand up. Remember, your body needs that hydration to function properly. So, don't skip this important step. Drinking a glass of water can be the simple solution that keeps you feeling strong and steady. One of the most dangerous things that can happen in the morning is when a fall happens, and there's no one around to help. A simple misstep can quickly turn into a life-threatening situation, especially if help is delayed. The longer you wait for assistance, the higher the risk for serious complications, and sometimes it can feel like forever before help arrives. Imagine you're getting out of bed in the morning, and your foot slips on the floor. You fall. Now, you're on the ground, possibly unable to get up on your own. You try to reach for the phone, but it's just out of your reach. Or worse, no one is there to help. Take the case of Clara Weston, an 80-year-old woman who experienced this firsthand. One morning, Clara tripped while getting out of bed and fell. She couldn't get up. Her phone was on the nightstand, but she couldn't quite reach it. It took 4 long hours before anyone came to check on her. During that time, Clara lay there in pain, feeling helpless. Fortunately, she didn't suffer long-term damage, but she could have. The delay in getting help only increased the risks of a more serious injury. What can you do to avoid a situation like this? You don't have to rely on luck. The solution is simple: plan ahead. One easy step is to install an emergency button in your home, especially in areas where you are most vulnerable, like the bedroom and bathroom. These waterproof emergency buttons can be worn around your neck or wrist, so if you do fall, you can quickly press it to alert someone for help, no matter where you are. Another suggestion is to set up a morning check-in routine. If you live alone or have a loved one nearby, arrange for a quick check-in call every morning. Just hearing a friendly voice and knowing someone is keeping an eye on you can bring peace of mind. This simple habit can reduce the time it takes for help to arrive, if you ever need it. If you're in the bathroom, install a non-slip mat or grab bars around the shower to prevent falls from happening in the first place. These small changes can make a huge difference in your safety and give you confidence as you go about your daily routine. We've all experienced it, the sluggishness in our thoughts when we first wake up. It's like your brain is still in sleep mode, and the fog isn't lifting as quickly as you'd like. For seniors, this morning brain fog can be more than just a little inconvenience. It can be a real safety concern, especially when it comes to reacting quickly during the shower. In the morning, your body is still waking up, and your mind might not be fully alert yet. This delay in cognitive function can lead to slower reaction times and poor decision-making. You might not notice that the water temperature in the shower is too hot or forget to adjust the shower head, putting yourself at risk for burns or slips. Take Jack Lee, a 72-year-old man who didn't realize just how dangerous the morning fog could be. One day, as he stepped into the shower, his brain wasn't firing on all cylinders. He was still half asleep when he reached for the water controls, not realizing how hot the water was until it burned him. It was a painful lesson. Jack ended up with second-degree burns and had to seek medical attention. This could have been avoided if he had been more alert and aware of his surroundings. So, how do we combat this morning fog? First of all, try to wait until you're fully awake before stepping into the shower. It might seem simple, but your body and mind need time to adjust after waking up. If possible, shower later in the morning, when your body and mind are more alert, ideally between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. During these hours, you're more likely to feel clear-headed and responsive. If mornings leave you feeling a little foggy, allow your brain some time to wake up before jumping into the shower. When you're still a bit groggy, it can slow down your reaction time, which increases your risk of accidents. A simple trick to help avoid this is using a shower timer with a soft alert to make sure you don't stay in too long and allow your brain to catch up. Your brain is your best ally for safety, but it can only do its job when it's fully awake. So, pick a time that works with your natural rhythm to ensure you're at your best when you start your day. There's no need to abandon your routine. Just adjust it to match where you are in life. Whether you switch up your shower time, turn down the water temperature, hydrate before stepping in, or install a small safety device, each change you make helps protect you. You've spent countless years looking out for others. Now it's time to shift the focus to yourself. Often, the smallest tweaks, like changing when you shower, can make a huge difference in your overall safety and health. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit like, share it with a loved one, and subscribe so you can stay updated with tips made just for you. Lastly, we'd love to hear from you in the comments. What time do you typically shower? Do you think you might adjust it now? Your feedback might inspire others to make safer choices as well.